Over the last few days in the UK, we've realised how the police have slightly lost control of the situation on the streets. And not only that, in Bristol, senior police officers essentially surrendered to the protesters, well, the so-called protesters who brought down a statue. And so in this video, we're going to talk about the British police and the mentality behind the senior management and what this has resulted in terms of what we saw, especially last night in London. And as you know, the head of the Metropolitan Police is not really a competent leader. She's been questioned a number of times over the last couple of years over a number of issues, yet she's still in her job. And so in this video, we're going to show you a couple of examples of what happened last night and talk to you about what could be happening in the next few days, because Boris Johnson has now ordered the police, apparently, to be more robust after what we saw over the last 24 hours especially. So let's watch this first video. This is from a senior police officer in Bristol.
That he's been a historical figure that has caused the black community quite a lot of angst over the last couple of years. So whilst I am disappointed that people would damage one of our statues, I do understand why it's happened. It's very symbolic. You might wonder why we didn't intervene and why we just allowed people to put it in the docks. We made a very tactical decision that to stop people from doing that act may have caused further disorder, and we decided the safest piece to do in terms of our policing tactics was to allow it to take place.
Well, this is absolutely fascinating. Firstly, he said that we just felt weak. We didn't want to cause more chaos and escalate the situation. Well, you're the police. You're supposed to contain the situation to not make it worse. And this was the London Met's argument. Like 2 days ago, 3 days ago, they said that what we're going to do is we're going to stay in front of the protesters and kettle them every now and then. But we're not going to obviously respond too much. But Bristol, they completely just let them, obviously bring down the statue and do anything they wanted. That's one problem. The second problem is that he actually admitted that they were right to do that. He actually condoned their behavior. This is the massive problem that we have because there's a lot of, it's not necessarily about the police officers, the individual police officers, because they do what they're told. It's the senior management at the top who are responsible for the way their strategy, the tactics works on the night. And this is exactly why. These are the footage that we have from yesterday in Westminster in London. Let's watch this. We have literally the police officers running away from the crowd. That's literally just embarrassing to watch, and you think that's bad. The next clip is even worse because if they didn't have the uniforms on, you would assume it's the other way around. But just watch this. Now the problem with that clip is that not only they were just walking away, running away from these kids, is that it's like they're told not to even do any self-defense. And it's just sad to watch the police do that. This is why after all that chaos, Boris Johnson came out, finally, made a bit of a statement. Well, he tweeted this, and after this tweet, things started to change. He said, people have a right to protest peacefully and while observing social distancing, but they have no right to attack the police. These demonstrations have been subverted by thuggery, and they are a betrayal of the cause they purport to serve. Those responsible will be held to account. Now, firstly, I'm very happy that I was really afraid that when he eventually tweets something, he's gonna essentially support the cause and do a hashtag Black Lives Matter or anything. So glad that the PM didn't do that. Do not fall for that trap. And second problem is, second point of this is that this was the moment when minutes later the behavior completely changed, and the riot police actually came out with everything that they had. There was a person who decided to attempt to burn the Union flag. I mean, seriously. I mean, you could discuss your ideas, and your differences, and all the debates that we're having on this issue. Why would you go after the flag? Like, what does the flag represent? The flag represents you, every single person in this country. And but yeah, so this person decided to go after the flag, and then the police finally came and defended London. Well, it was about time. But what I don't understand is that even then, this is the police being robust. Why are they like begging that person to come down? Just drag them down, like, because it just makes no sense. Anybody who goes up there, well, they're not supposed to. So, but let's talk about the statue in Bristol, because this is a weird argument that we've been hearing from the left for a long time. Firstly, this behavior to use violence to bring down statues. There are certain groups historically who've always done that, and I'm pretty sure you don't want to be associated with them. Second issue is that when you live in a democratic society, if you dislike a statue, for example, what you do is you start a campaign, just like what they did in Oxford, or you stand for public office for election, and then when you're in charge, you remove the statues. You don't do it violently. You don't do it like this. This is just embarrassing. We're supposed to be in a civilized world. There are people watching this from the third world in Asia and Africa, and they wonder, so, this Britain that everybody's obsessed with to going to go to, the land of freedom. Really? This is what they do? This is a weird thing, and everything goes back to the mentality of the liberal left and the so-called intellectual Marxists, because as this meme says, that white liberals versus black conservatives, do not let these people tell you how to think and how to live your life. This is what they want. They've been doing this using academia for years and years. They now do this on all levels, especially the mainstream media. Now, after this video, at 8 p.m, my next video is going to be about the mainstream media, the BBC and Sky News, because of the way they've been covering all this, especially last night they decided to censor a number of stuff that there was coming out from the ground. So make sure to watch that video after this as well. But again, always reject this argument, because it makes no sense. Always go with self-determination and individual liberty, as opposed to collectivism and identity politics. Now, speaking of identity politics, we talked about the head of Metropolitan Police, but we also have this guy, Sadiq Khan, Mayor of London, the king of identity politics. I have, as I said, I don't know if you saw on Twitter yesterday, I have emailed his PR team on Friday and invited him to come on my show. Obviously, it's not going to happen, but because he's always expressed interest to be interviewed by independent outlets. So if Sadiq Khan wants to come on the show and defend his poor track record, I am more than happy. I'll be absolutely nice and lovely as usual, as you know. So we'll wait and see what the City Hall PR team, who get paid a lot of money using taxpayers' money, do about this offer. But apart from that, thanks for watching the video. I want to address something quickly before we finish. Received a couple of emails from you guys talking about the comments on the comment section sometimes being removed or disappear. Some people thought it's me deleting the comments. I don't actually have the time to go over like every single comment to delete or not. There's a lot of also trolls that the comments are still there. I think I've been investigating this. I believe there's a problem with YouTube, the algorithm or something, because somebody is removing them, but it's not me. It's probably YouTube. So I have emailed the customer support team to see what they say about this phenomenon. Apart from that, if you enjoy the content, make sure to subscribe to the channel and click on the bell next to it so you get notified. If you want to support the channel, you could become a member using the link in the description, or go on youtube.com/myitc/join. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter and Instagram if you want to look at my usual daily rants on political issues. I'm myitc. I'll see you guys at 8 p.m. with the next video.